Good morning. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Today's date's Tuesday, June 13th, 2023. I'm Linda Forte, Chair of the Michigan Gaming Control Board, and all board members are present for today's meeting. We have a quorum to proceed with today's meeting to decide various matters listed in the agenda, and there'll be an opportunity for public comment later in the agenda after the business portion is completed. Anyone wishing to address the board must fill out a request form, which is available at the reception table outside of the hearing room entrance. The first item of business is to consider the approval of the minutes of the board's regular public meeting held on April 18, 2023. Board members have been provided with a copy of the prepared minutes of the board's last public meeting held on April 18, 2023 for review prior to today's meeting. Do members have any corrections, additions, or deletions to the prepared minutes? Hearing none, Board Member Palms, can we please have a motion to adopt the prepared minutes?
So moved.
Is there support?
Support.
Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please indicate by the sign of aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion has passed. And we'll move on now to the Executive Director's report. Mr. Williams. Good morning.
The board has received a written version of my report for review and a copy of the gaming revenue. A press release will be issued to the public regarding the gaming revenue, so I will summarize my revenue report this morning. Since the board's last regular public meeting, the following notable board-related activities and events have occurred. Staffing. Michigan Gaming Control Board has hired 8 new employees. I think some of them are present with us today. All the new employees, can you all stand up, please? Thank you very much.
Excellent. Welcome.
Again. The gaming board currently has 172 employees and 13 vacant positions. Ongoing efforts to fill the board's 13 positions will continue until all positions are filled. Budget. As of May 31st, 2023, total Michigan Gaming Control Board expenditures were $20,134,564. This leaves an unexpended balance of $19,618,355 in appropriated funding for fiscal year 2023. This includes funds for anticipated reimbursement to the Attorney General and State Police for requested assistance pursuant to the Act. Operations, revenue, snapshot. All 3 licensed Detroit casinos continue to operate on a 24-hour, 7 days per week basis since the board's last public meeting. January through May 2023 revenue. The 3 Detroit casinos reported $543.5 million in monthly aggregated revenue from January through May. For year-to-date, May 31st, 2023, gaming taxes for the state of Michigan, received from the 3 Detroit casinos were $43.8 million when compared to $43.6 million for the same period the previous year. In addition, the Detroit casinos paid $182,655 in retail sports betting taxes to the state of Michigan. For year-to-date, May 31st through 2023, the 3 Detroit casinos reported paying the city of Detroit $68.3 million in wagering taxes and development agreement payments and $223,244 in retail sports betting taxes to the city of Detroit. Lawful Sports Betting Act and Lawful Internet Gaming Act revenue January through April 2023. $651.9 million in total adjusted gross receipts, up 29.3% from January through April of 2022. $569.7 million from internet casino gaming and $82.2 million from internet sports betting. State of Michigan taxes and payments for January through April 2023. $117.1 million in total taxes and payments, $111.8 million from internet gaming, and $5.3 million from internet sports betting. City of Detroit taxes and fees received for January through April, $32 million in total taxes and fees, $29.6 million from internet gaming, $2.4 million from internet sports betting. $13 million in payments were made to the tribes. Occupational licensing. Since the board's April 2023 meeting, the employee licensing section completed required background investigations of 139 pending level 1 and level 2 occupational license applications, 36 level 3 applications, and 250 renewal requests. Pursuant to board resolution number 2002-02, I have already approved the 250 renewal requests and the 36 level 3 applications as recommended by the employee licensing section staff. The remaining recommendations regarding the 139 pending level 1 and level 2 occupational license applications will be considered by the board as part of your agenda today. Disassociated persons list. Currently, we have 4,110 individuals on the disassociated persons list. As of May 31st, 2023, the board has received 1,285 applications seeking removal from the disassociated persons list. Board staff has submitted and I have approved 1,128 requests. 64 applicants have requested placement back on the list since requesting to be removed. 81 applications have been denied, and the remaining 12 applicants are currently under review. Responsible Gaming Database. As of May 31st, 2023, the board has received 608 applications requesting placement in the Responsible Gaming Database. 479 participants have been placed on the Internet Gaming list, and 436 have been placed on the Internet Sports Betting list. 95 applications received were incomplete and have been returned for additional information. 12 applications are pending processing. The platform operators report over 10,000 citizens have self-excluded from the various platforms. Waiver of criminal convictions. Since the April 18th, 2023 public meeting, we have issued 3 waivers. Minor citations. Since our April 18th meeting, there has been no minor citations issued since our last meeting. Michigan State Police. In the report you have in front of you, there is a section on the activities of the state police, as well as their number of open positions. Since the information includes confidential investigations of persons and crimes at the casinos, I am not going to address in the public forum, but please review at your convenience. Additional notables. Responsible Gaming staff have been invited to a number of community events where we have been able to provide responsible gaming literature and promote the agency's campaign on responsible gaming, Don't Regret the Bet. Some of the organizations who have requested our presence are the annual Gambling Disorder Symposium, the Resource Breakfast True Vision Community Church, VA Caregiver Support Annual Caregiver and Family Resource Fair, Detroit Recovery Project Incorporated Summer Kickoff, Veterans Community Resource Event, UWM Sports Complex. Some additional outreach are coming up here in June. The Community Mental Health Association Annual Summer Conference, the Community Mental Health Event at the Detroit Mental Health Walk and Celebration event. So just would like to congratulate the Responsible Gaming section for all the work they're doing in getting the message out to the community as it relates to responsible gaming. In addition, agency staff has also participated in active shooter training organized by our human resource team. We have conducted trainings here in Cadillac Place and also in our Lansing office. So thank you to the human resource team for organizing that really important training for all staff. In closing, I would like to remind everyone that gambling in any form is for entertainment purposes only. If you or a loved one have a gambling problem, please call the state's 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-800-270-7117 for assistance with treatment only. You also may visit our website at www.michigan.gov/MGCB for information on self-exclusion programs, including the Disassociated Persons List and the Internet Gaming and Sports Betting Responsible Gaming Database, or call the Michigan Gaming Control Board Responsible Gaming Section at 1-888-223-3044. Citizens can also go to our don'tregretthebet.org site for more information. Thank you, Madam Chair and Board Member. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much for the report. Okay, we'll move now into our items of business. The first item of business is to consider the Casino Operations Division's recommendation regarding Level 1 and Level 2 occupational license applications. The board's employee licensing staff has completed the background investigations of 139 Level 1 and Level 2 occupational license applicants since the board's last regular public meeting. All board members have been provided a copy of Exhibit 1, which summarizes the staff recommendations to grant applications for the reasons specified in the related background investigation reports. Are there any questions? Board Member Thor Davis, could we please have a motion to approve the occupational license applications as listed and recommended in Exhibit 1?
So moved.
Is there support for the motion?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion has passed and orders will be issued accordingly. The next item is consideration of the Executive Director's reports and Licensing and Investigations Division's recommendations regarding the pending supplier license application request of VHL Michigan LLC. And each board member was provided a copy of the report for review prior to today's meeting, and the applicant was given notice that the board would consider its supplier license request at today's meeting. Board staff is here to answer any questions board members may have regarding the request. Are there any questions? Hearing none, Board Member Lambert Bounds, may we have a motion to approve the supplier license applications as recommended?
So moved.
Is there support?
Support.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion has passed and an order will be issued accordingly. The next item is consideration of the Executive Director's reports and Licensing and Investigations Division's recommendations regarding the pending supplier license renewal request of Every Payments, Inc., Gold Star Equipment, Inc., DBA Gold Star Products, JCM American Corporation, DBA JCM Global, Kimprint, Inc., DBA Progressive Printing, Konami Gaming, Inc., Nicholson Associates, Inc., Novamatic America Sales, LLC, NRT Technology Corp., Sports Content Co., LLC, and Swish Analytics Michigan, Inc. Each board member has been provided copies of the reports for review prior to today's meeting, and each applicant was given notice that the board would consider its supplier license renewal request at today's meeting. Board staff is present to answer any questions board members may have regarding the request. Are there any questions? Hearing none, Board Member Palms, can we please have a motion to approve the supplier license renewals as requested?
So moved.
Is there support?
Support.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion has passed and orders will be issued accordingly. The next item is consideration of the Executive Director's report and Licensing and Investigations Division's recommendations regarding the pending request for approval of new key persons and institutional investors of supplier license renewal request of Every Payments, Inc., Gold Star Equipment, Inc., DBA Gold Star Products, JCM American Corporation, DBA JCM Global, Kimprint, Inc., DBA Progressive Printing, Konami Gaming, Inc., Nicholson Associates, Inc., Novamatic America Sales, LLC, NRT Technology Corp., Sports Content Co., LLC, and Swish Analytics Michigan, Inc. Each board member has been provided a copy of the reports for review prior to today's meeting. licensees. Ainsworth Game Technology Limited with new key person Lee Lin Ma. Alchemy Bet Limited with new key person Anna Mashin Greenberg. Aristocrat Technologies, Inc. with new key persons Sally Ann Denby and Billy George Lance Jr. Minach Technology Limited with new key persons Six Sports Investments Corp., Six Sports Analytics Holdings, Inc., Theodore Thomas Bryce, David Matthew Pollard, Jeffrey Stephen Yass, and Arthur Danchik. Bulletproof Solutions, Inc. with new key person Stephen Douglas Burns. Genius Sports Media, Inc., DBA Genius Sports. Bet Genius with new key person Eric Masiachik Stevens. LNW Gaming, Inc. with new key person Stephen William Morrow. Neo Game Solutions, LLC, DBA Neo Games, with new institutional investor Sun River Management, LLC. Oryx Gaming International, LLC, DBA Oryx Gaming, with new key persons Yaniv Sherman and Mark Anthony Clayton. Penn Sports Interactive, LLC, with new institutional investor HG Vora Capital Management, LLC. PointsBet Michigan, LLC, with new key persons Six Sports Investments Corp., Six Sports Analytics Holdings, Inc., Theodore Thomas Bryce, David Matthew Pollard, Jeffrey Stephen Yass, Arthur Danchik, and Kate Patricia Chesney. PT Services Delaware, LLC, with new key person Christopher John McGinnis, and Spin Games, LLC, with new key persons Yana Sherman and Mark Anthony Clayton. Each board member has been provided with copies of the reports for review prior to today's meeting, and each applicant was given notice that the board would consider its request at today's meeting. Board staff is present to answer any questions that board members may have regarding the request. Are there any questions? Hearing none, Board Member Thor Davis, may we please have a motion to approve the applications for new key persons and institutional investors as recommended?
So moved.
Is there support for the motion?
Support.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is passed, and an order will be issued accordingly. The next item is consideration of the Executive Director's report and Licensing and Investigations Division's recommendations regarding the pending request for approval of new key persons of casino, internet gaming operator, and sports betting operator licensee. MGM Grand Casino, LLC, DBA MGM Grand Detroit Casino, with new key person Stephen Joseph Zanella. Soaring Eagle Gaming, with new key person Robert Joseph Hemmon Jr. Each board member was provided with a copy of the report for review prior to today's meeting, and the licensees were given notice that the board would consider a request at today's meeting. Are there any questions from board members? Board Member Lambert Bounds, may we please have a motion to approve the applications for new key persons as recommended?
So moved.
Is there support for the motion?
Support.
Are there any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes and orders will be issued accordingly. The next item is consideration of the Licensing and Investigations Division's recommendation regarding the pending transfer of interest of supplier licensees Banich Technology Limited and PointsBet Michigan, LLC. Each board member has been provided with a copy of the report for review prior to today's meeting, and licensees were given notice that the board would consider the request at today's meeting. Are there any questions from board members? Board Member Palms, may we please have a motion to approve the transfers of interest as recommended?
So moved.
Is there support for the motion?
Support.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion is passed and orders will be issued accordingly. The next item is consideration of the acknowledgement of violation of casino licensee Greektown Casino LLC. Each board member has been provided with a copy of the report and acknowledgement of violation for review prior to today's meeting, and the licensee was given notice the board would consider the acknowledgement of violation at today's meeting. Are there any questions from board members? Board Member Throer Davis, may we please have a motion to accept the acknowledgement of violation?
So moved.
Is there support for the motion?
Support.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is passed and an order will be issued accordingly. The next item is consideration of the acknowledgement of violation of casino licensee MGM Grand Casino LLC, DBA MGM Grand Detroit Casino. Each board member has been provided with a copy of the report and acknowledgement of violation for review prior to today's meeting, and the licensee was given notice that the board would consider the acknowledgement of violation at today's meeting. Are there any questions from board members? Board Member Lambert Bounds, may we please have a motion to accept the acknowledgement of violation?
So moved.
Is there support for the motion?
Support.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? An order will be issued accordingly. The next item is consideration of the proposal for decision regarding occupational licensee Kim Morgan. Each board member has been provided with a copy of the agency record for review prior to today's meeting, and the licensee was given notice that the board would consider the agency record regarding the proposal for decision at today's meeting. Assistant Attorney General Kelly McGuire will come forward to briefly summarize the facts involved.
Morning.
Good morning.
This is an occupational licensee matter where during the renewal of her license in 2022, it was discovered that the licensee had not filed her 2019 or 2021 taxes. The license was previously renewed in 2020 on the condition that the licensee would address these unfiled tax returns. So because of these continuing issues, a notice of show compliance was issued on March 21st of this year for failure to cooperate in the investigation, failure to be in substantial compliance with all laws, failure to maintain suitability for licensure, and for falsely stating information on an application. The licensee acknowledged the violations and accepted the proposed penalty of a $250 fine by signing the notice of show compliance on March 30th. So today we are requesting that the board enter a final decision and order that accepts and adopts the acknowledgement of violation.
Thank you. Is Ms. Morgan or her representative present or on the call and wishing to address the board? If so, please come forward and identify yourself for the record. I'd like to note for the record that neither the licensee or representative is present. Are there any questions from board members? Board Member Palms, may we please have a motion to accept the proposal for decision?
So moved.
Is there support for the motion?
Support.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes and an order will be issued accordingly. The next item is consideration of the proposal for decision regarding occupational licensee Bercy Simpson. Each board member has been provided with a copy of the agency record for review prior to today's meeting, and the licensee was given notice that the board would consider the agency record regarding the proposal for decision at today's meeting. Assistant Attorney General Kelly McGuire will briefly summarize the facts involved.
Thank you. This is an occupational licensee matter that involved a summary suspension of the licensee's level 2 occupational license. The license was summarily suspended on March 31st for failure to cooperate with board staff during an investigation, making a false statement on the renewal application and for failing to maintain suitability for continued licensure. A hearing was commenced on April 10th. The licensee did not appear. The administrative law judge issued a proposal for a decision on April 14th, recommending that the summary suspension be continued, that the license be revoked, and that the renewal application be denied. So today we are requesting that the board enter a final decision in order that accepts and adopts the proposal for decision.
Is Ms. Simpson or her representative present or on the call and wishing to address the board? If so, please come forward and identify yourself for the record. Okay, if you would like to note for the record that neither the licensee or representative is present. Are there any questions from board members? Board Member Thor Davis, may we please have a motion to accept the proposal for decision?
So moved.
Is there support for the motion?
Support.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes and an order will be issued accordingly. We have another item of business, consideration of leave of board regarding the reapplication for denied license for Yvonne Nelson. Each board member has been provided with a copy of the agency record for review prior to today's meeting. And Ms. Nelson was given notice that the board would consider the agency record regarding the reapplication for denied license at today's meeting. Assistant Attorney General Kelly McGuire will briefly summarize the facts involved.
So this is a request by Ms. Yvonne Nelson to reapply for an occupational license within 1 year from an application denial under Administrative Rule 432.1340. Ms. Nelson previously held a Level 1 occupational license issued by the board, but on February 21st of this year, the board entered a final decision and order that revoked her license and denied her renewal application. And this decision stemmed from Ms. Nelson's license being summarily suspended. There were ongoing issues surrounding Ms. Nelson's unfiled tax returns and outstanding debts. Since her application was denied, Ms. Nelson has been actively working with board staff to provide the requested information regarding her tax returns and outstanding debts, and she has provided several documents so far. Ms. Nelson has previously held a Level 1 license since 2006. So Administrative Rule 432.1340 subsection 1 prohibits a person whose application for an occupational license was denied to reapply for a license of the same or higher level within 1 year from the date when the application was denied without leave of the board. Subsection 2 of this rule allows a person to seek leave of the board to reapply within this 1 year period. So Ms. Nelson is now requesting leave of the board to be able to reapply in accordance with this rule. Board staff recommends that this request be approved. So today we are requesting that the board enter an order granting Ms. Nelson's request for leave to reapply for an occupational license within the 1 year period. And just to clarify, this request is separate from a license application. This order does not act as a licensing decision, and Ms. Nelson will be required to complete an application for further board consideration.
Thank you. Is Ms. Nelson or her representative present or on the call and wishing to address the board? If so, please come forward and identify yourself for the record.
Yvonne Nelson.
Thank you. Did you wish to make any comments for the board?
I just would like to be able to renew my license so I can get back into the gaming business. I've been there since 1996, from Indiana to Michigan, 1999, and I'm working to get everything that has been asked of me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any questions from board members? Board Member Lambert Bounds, may we please have a motion to accept the reapplication for denied license?
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion has passed, and an order will be issued accordingly. Thank you. We're now at the point in the board's meeting where members of the public may come forward and offer comments regarding the business of the board. Mr. Mathis, have we received any requests?
Yes, we have one request from Mr. Kwame Dowdell, who is present with us today.
Thank you, Mr. Dowdell. You may.
From the chairperson, the board members, the directors, and the members of the Michigan Gaming Control Board, good morning.
Morning.
At this time, I would like to yield the floor for my 2 minutes of speaking so that we may be able to reflect and examine with strict reservation the ideals, the causes that gambling and its effects has taken and given to the great state of Michigan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dowdell, for your comments. Are there any additional requests, Mr. Mathis?
No additional requests.
Thank you. We have no additional requests for public comment. And the board's next scheduled public meeting will be Tuesday, August 8th, 2023 at 9:30 a.m. Next, we will consider a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Section 8H of the Open Meetings Act to receive notification of persons placed on the disassociated persons list since the board's last closed session. Since the board's April 18, 2023 public meeting, several applications have been received from individuals requesting to be placed on the board's disassociated persons list as part of their treatment for compulsive gambling problems under Section 25 of the Michigan Gaming Control and Revenue Act. The Act and Board Resolution Number 2001-06 require the board to be provided with confidential notification of the names of all individuals placed on the disassociated persons list since the board's last closed session. Board Member Palms, may we please have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Is there support for the motion?
Support.
It's been moved and supported. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Mathis, may we have a roll call vote?
Yes. On the motion to go into closed session following this portion of today's public meeting, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Chairwoman Forte,
Aye.
Board Member Palms,
Aye.
Board Member Lambert Bounds,
Aye.
and Board Member Thorold Davis.
Aye.
Thank you. That motion has passed, and we will go into closed session. Okay, we'd like to resume the open meeting. And is there a motion? I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes of the board's April 18th, 2023 closed session. Board members have been provided with a copy of the prepared minutes of the board's last closed session, which was held April 18th, 2023, for review prior to today's meeting. Do board members have any corrections, additions, or deletions for the prepared minutes? Board Member Throer Davis, may we have a motion to adopt the prepared minutes?
So moved.
Is there support for the motion? It's been moved and supported. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion has passed. Okay, now, Board Member Lambert Bounds, may we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there support for the motion?
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion has passed and we are adjourned. Thank you.